Welcome to Business Technicalities. I'm joined by Brett, my partner
Hey,
in this business, and we have something really important because I want to tell you the list we have that we buy from, where all these leads come from. Where's that list come from, Brett?
what list?
Oh, okay. We have to make it ourselves, don't we?
Yes, we do. We don't, there is no list we buy. And if you're buying lists, you need to stop buying lists because most of those people are just a cold call where you could get that information yourself if you do your due diligence. Like, first, why don't you go connect with people? Go to events, have fun going to these events and having conversations with people. Tom and I were just at a great event last week. I had a goal. We talked about it in a quick video. I had a goal of meeting 12 new people and making a meaningful connection. I actually exceeded that goal, which was cool, but I made that a goal because you have to connect with people to get business. It doesn't happen by a magic list. It doesn't happen just by somebody, your phone's not going to ring, but with these lists, you're going to pay money for something and you're going to call these people and get frustrated. You've got to connect.
Yes. Now, I'm not saying there's no list that exist, and I don't have a curated where to find these. Anytime in years and years ago when I looked at some of, especially when it came to like the wiring job bid list, I always
Hmm.
found them to be the absolute lowest bidder. Can we spend uh like one quarter the market price is what they were looking for sometimes. And the companies that subscribe to these lists, they're sometimes just looking for the absolute cheapest. So could you get your foot in the door with some of these? Maybe. I've never found them to be effective, and I've never used them. When I went down that path, and I know plenty of other IT companies that have, I was looking at them like, really? That's 1/8 and 1/4 of what I
Hmm.
charge. Like, that's below market by a lot. They're kind of looking for just, people, individuals, not businesses, to do things. I've never found any of these lists to be effective, to be worthy of bids. And sometimes they're just a bunch of the lowest bidders being consolidated together, and maybe not the business you want if you're looking at really growing your business. The best
Right.
leads come from the connections we make. And I've mentioned chambers of
Hmm.
commerce, business events, any business event. Go out there and just say hi to people, by the way. You don't have to say, hey, I do technology services of any sort. You could just go and interact with them, talk about, well, Brett's really good with sports. I'm bad with sports, but Brett will talk about the latest sports things going on. And even though I'm not good at sports, start with a conversation, start with an icebreaker. Especially, I am more socially awkward in person, for those of you that met me at the recent events. But my icebreakers usually, what is the interesting things that you do? If you start with easy icebreakers, let them lead the conversation, because I don't know, because I'm
You're
not good at
right.
leading the conversation. And just have a conversation with people. It will
Right.
lead to those interactions you're looking for. And for any of the bids, the projects we do, and this question comes up, where'd you get that bid? How'd you get this? You see me standing in a giant building that's being constructed. We just went and said hi to a lot of people. This is
Hmm.
a huge thing for us still, even though YouTube is my inbound lead for, I posted on LinkedIn today about the global clients we get and how we meet them from YouTube. That's definitely content marketing. And that's a whole different conversation. Maybe we'll do a video on, but for the most part, the action item that's realistic and something you can start today with your business, or if you're thinking about starting a business, is how you're going to connect with people to generate those leads. And just being friendly, serve on any type of interactive with business events.
Right.
Volunteer. Brett, you volunteer for
Or
the black tie event that's coming up, I think.
I am. I'm one of the people on the committee for this black tie event coming up. I'm on boards. You're on boards. You just got me on another board too. So it's like,
Oh, I did.
hey, yes, yes, you did. But that's how you meet people, and that's how you get people to go, wait, I talk to Brett or I talk to Tom all the time. Why don't I use them for the services? I need the services they offer. Why don't I use them?
Yeah, and I actually serve on a couple educational boards.
Hmm.
Education is something I'm passionate about, so I'm not doing it to get leads. I do it because I'm passionate about it. But you also end up with other people that you just engage with. They're all different things. So the community service you do is great. You can definitely
Yeah.
do those things, be passionate about them, but then you get to interact with more people. It's just expanding, and meeting with a bunch of like-minded people like that is huge. And your friends network. The book I read recently, which is an older book by Malcolm Gladwell, but there's a lot of sections in there that make a lot of sense, which is Tipping Point. And he talk about people who are the super connectors and people who are passionate about things. And you'll find your greatest engagement you get was with not like your best friend. It's only coincidental. Me and Brett, well, actually, we became best friends by having these weak links, and those
Right.
weak links of people are often, people you can rely on for
Right.
engaging with for certain things or business stuff. And it goes both ways. When I'm looking for someone to do a project, landscaping or anything like that, those same connections I leverage the other way. They're the people I'm going to call. Why did I call this particular landscaper? Oh, he's at the Chamber of Commerce. I see him all the time. Who's going to rebuild the new deck at my house? This other person that I see at the Chamber of Commerce, and I think Brett's on the board with, or
Hmm.
at an event. So this connection building is not as complicated as it sounds, but it does require a big part of your time to be able to go to these events. But hey, enjoy it, have fun, and don't go in
Yeah.
there selling. Just go in there connecting.
Exactly. And you said something that was important in that, and then I think our time's about up. Is it goes both ways.
Yes.
So you said, and I do the same thing. I use people that have sent me business. I use them for their business because the moment they find out that you might have used somebody else, that might stop that flow of leads they may have provided you.
Yeah.
It's gotta go both ways.
It's both ways. I use
Right.
all these people, and then to get a step further, a little abstracted here before we run out of time. One thing I'll mention: it's great to if you see a need, you see someone who needs something else. You see like I have an accountant, and I've referred
Mhm.
my accountant to other businesses unrelated to tech at all, just other businesses that need an accountant. Making those connections, always be a connector. It actually will come at you tenfold. A lot of people go, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's a person that hooked me up with them." I actually ended up with a years ago a book deal. Someone was talking about writing a book for something, and someone knows a publisher and an author. And I said, I got a publishing company, and you have a book idea. You guys want to talk? Why not?
Yeah.
And they're both my clients, and they both became friends to get some things published. And I just make those connections with people. Never ask for anything when you do that, by the way. That's
Right.
a little cringy. I literally just connect people, and those, that's been years and years ago since that happened. And they're still friends. I'm still friends. And hey, we got more things to talk about and more connections. So just that's our food for thought for the day. We wanted to drop some knowledge on you about that. That's it's hard in some ways, but easier when you look at it from the big picture. And it takes time to do this. It won't happen overnight. Build your connections, whether you're running a business, whether you work at a business. By the way, if you ever want to launch a business, have those connections ready. If you don't
Yeah.
have connections, it's going to be way harder to launch your business. So just connect, get in there with people. It'll improve your life, I actually would say, not just your business.
Yeah, absolutely, and start your day with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, too. Well, me and Brett definitely did that. So thanks. Links down below to, some of I think I'll have a couple other videos I have on my other
Mhm.
channel for this, but like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.